to do it.
And when I do it, and that's my...
Is that how we start?
No, but that's my thing.
Oh, do I need my own intro?
Yes.
Oh. Haddly doodly.
We'll have to work on that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Hi.
Yeah, you can't be taking my shit.
Welcome to On the Rocks, episode 13.
Lucky number 13?
Is it 13?
Yeah, I think so. Or
Welcome.
12.
Whatever.
Doesn't matter.
It's between episode 10 and 20.
But I would even say in between 10 and 15.
You know, this is a first for this episode. I did something yesterday
Yikes.
that I have not done in, I'm going to say, 5 years. Can you guess what it was?
I had sex.
No. Nice. Still waiting on that one.
Okay.
I went to the gym.
Whoa.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
Wow. Congrats.
Arms, of course.
Don't touch me.
Only arms.
Oh, yeah. Why else would you go?
Sore. Do I look piped?
You should have wore a cutoff.
Ugh, I'm still Flannel Nation. Cutoffs.
Well, I can't really tell. But,
You know what, though? I did get a lot of Hawaiian shirts for Christmas. So when Hawaiian shirt weather comes back around,
I can't wait
listeners
for that.
better be prepared.
Can't tell you how much I can't wait for that.
Do I look piped?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, welcome. We got a lot of random stuff to talk about. And then we're getting back to movies later because I feel like it's been a while since we got into movies.
Yeah, we've been on the sports train pretty much lately. But when we've had some big events,
Yeah.
it's been a couple weeks since we've been on here.
We had the Super Bowl, of course.
Superbowl. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We had the Daytona 500 this past weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that. Speaking of, two major sporting events, and I was thinking about it. If you had to rank, just a quick five, we won't get into like a big debate about it, but your top 5 sporting events.
Yeah, because this past like 2 weekends was big for America.
Yes.
Top 5. All right, well, I'm going to tell you what's not in it, the World Cup.
Okay. That wasn't a question, but okay.
I'm going to say March Madness.
Well, give me your 5. Can you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1?
5 March Madness.
Okay.
Only because I'm not a big basketball guy.
Okay.
But March Madness is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
4 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. The best playoffs of all professional sports, hockey playoffs are the best. NFL playoffs goes ahead of that because I'm more of a football guy, but NHL playoffs, amazing. Can I just do 4?
Sure.
Number 3, WrestleMania.
Oh,
Shout out.
I didn't even think about.
Number 2, Super Bowl. Number 1, I'm gonna throw a projection out there. This is a future thing.
Wow, hold on.
12-team college football playoffs starting next year will be the best sport playoff thing ever. That's my number 1.
Okay, I like that. I wouldn't think of WrestleMania. Would you call WrestleMania a sport? To me, that's okay. Sure, it's your dad.
No, I wouldn't. But
okay,
I couldn't think of a.
I mean, I'm not going to argue it.
I'm not. If those guys were here, I'm not.
Would you say WrestleMania? Yeah, WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm going number 5, the Great American Race, Daytona 500.
Yeah.
It was. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but can't beat that. I think if there was one event like I would go to,
Daytona.
That's what it would be.
I'm not a NASCAR guy. I would absolutely.
I don't think you have to be.
I would absolutely go to a race.
Yeah, and Daytona 500
and just get hammered.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Florida weather. Are you kidding me? Okay, so that's my 5. 4 NHL playoffs. Actually, have the same answer as you. Playoff hockey's different.
It's different.
It's different.
They put the whistles away.
Yeah. That's what I told the kids. We had our big hockey tournament in school, and as soon as the championship game, I told the refs, don't call anything. let it happen, unless it's obvious.
But these are like elementary school kids, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Just checking each other.
Oh yeah, they get it though. They
Through
get
the
it.
wall.
Yeah. Number 3, Masters.
Oh, that's a
That
good one.
weekend in April coming up. Those 4 days are blissful. Where every guy is talking about golf and thinks they know anything about it.
Do you watch the Masters? Like, do you put it on TV and watch?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's kind of like with NASCAR. I don't watch NASCAR a whole lot, but I'll watch Daytona
I do
500.
not know anything about golf, and I don't pretend to.
Right. And it's funny because our whole group of friends sucks. I mean, mid-90s, I guess.
I would golf. I'm to the point where like everyone got into golf at some point, and I
Just didn't.
didn't think about it. And now people are like, "Hey, I got 3 people going golfing. We need a 4th. Anybody want to go?" And I'll be like,
You have said you will come.
I'm like, "Hey, I'm down." And then everyone's like, "Oh, so nobody else wants to go?" I'm like, "No, I'll go. Someone's just got to help me." And they're like, "All right, I guess we'll just golf with 3 people."
Yeah, it's honestly not worth it.
Yeah.
If I were you, I would not pay to go play a game that I have. Like I already hate paying for it because I'm not good at
Right.
it.
Well, like if it's a really nice day and it's friendship, and
I mean,
I'm
you
just
could
gonna
drink.
get,
Just
I'm
drink
gonna
on the
get
cart.
hammered. Yeah, I'm not going to golf
Right. So you're just paying to ride on a golf court
and get hammered.
and drink.
Yeah,
It's not terrible. It's not the worst thing you've done.
yeah.
Okay, so Masters 3, number 2, Super Bowl. Super Bowl Sunday, can't beat it. I think if we could somehow get that Monday as a national holiday, it could be in the one spot.
It would easily one spot.
I think if Sleepy Joe there could somehow just.
There's a solution.
I mean, when's the last time somebody's come out with another holiday?
Juneteenth, I think.
Oh, okay, so that was the last one. And that's the national, that's recognized as a national.
I don't get off for Juneteenth, so in my mind, no.
I'm already off. So.
But I think it is a federal holiday.
Okay.
But there is a solution to this.
You're saying move it back?
1 week later is President's Day.
Yeah, but that's when the Daytona 500 is.
Yeah, but that's during the day.
Which also is why it should be in your top 5 because we're off that Monday.
We could do, because what time does Daytona start? It's like a 4 p.m. race or something.
It was 4 on Monday.
Right, because of the rain out.
Yeah, because it rained.
You could do Daytona at 3 p.m. and then start the Super Bowl at 7:30 p.m. and have the greatest day in American sports. And then everyone's off the next day.
Nuts.
If I run for president just on that platform,
You could win.
nothing else.
I think if whatever president says, "Hey, if I become president, that's what I'm."
The
you would
NFL
get
season,
everybody's vote.
The NFL season should run from Labor Day to President's Day.
There you go.
Start on a Sunday, everyone's off the next week. Just add in one more bye week, and then end on a Sunday where everyone's off the next day. Boom.
There you go. I like that.
All right, so 2-spot Super Bowl.
Number 1, March Madness. You have the whole month of just those first. I mean, honestly, my favorite part of it is the first couple rounds where you get all the upsets and everything. That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best part of it, and it's for a whole month. I'll pull it up at the school.
It's like every day, nonstop.
Yeah, and
There's
games start early. They're all day long. Like I said, I'll pull it up on our screen at school. I'll let the kids watch.
That's fair. I don't disagree. I'm just not a big basketball guy, but I do enjoy March Madness.
Oh, so yeah.
So what did you think of the Super Bowl this year? What do we have the under over for Taylor Swift?
It was 22, and I actually wrote down it was 11 times for 55 seconds.
Total?
Yes.
That's not bad.
Was it 55 seconds or 55 minutes?
Would you have like a stopwatch out?
I actually Googled it.
Oh,
It's 11 times.
okay. How
so
many
not-
catches did Travis Kelce have? Because we said there. I think we both agreed there would be more Taylor Swift sightings than Travis Kelce catches. I'm guessing he didn't have 11 catches.
I don't think he did. Now, I will say, them showing Taylor Swift wasn't awful because who was sitting right next to her?
Blake Lively?
Miss Blake Lively.
Hi, how are
who
you?
was dressed in like a 90s fit.
Yeah.
She's like a 90s jumpsuit, I guess it's called, or whatever.
Okay, just to be
And,
clear, you're referring to the girl to the right of Taylor Swift. The girl to the left of Taylor Swift had she looked like a box of Skittles.
I don't know who you're talking about.
There was like another chick there that had like a buzz cut, but it was like green and like, I don't know, looked like
Okay, well, I wasn't paying attention if that was the thing.
looked like the definition of like Seattle.
I was like, oh, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Well, so he was just home with the kids while she's at the Super Bowl with Taylor
That's
Swift.
awesome. Is there a more attractive couple on the planet? Because Ryan Reynolds also, hi, how you doing? Good looking dude there.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds or Gosling?
Oh, Ryan Reynolds.
I think I'm going Reynolds, but Ryan Gosling's is.
I don't know. It just doesn't do
I
it
just
for me.
can't.
It's a personality. Ryan
He
Reynolds,
was such a liability in Remember the Titans that
can't forgive him for that.
you can't forgive him for that.
Yeah.
Right?
And then he was a douche about it too.
Yeah. But he's definitely all time.
Gosling?
He's up there.
Okay. I'll put him up top.
Ryan's.
Easy. Oh, yeah. Top
All-time
Ryans? Yeah.
Up there with Private.
I
Private Ryan.
was a really big fan of the commercials this year, and I've actually had some people tell me, like, the commercials suck this year. I liked them.
I honestly can't remember one.
There was the one where it was like a Kawasaki commercial, and they were selling it was for like a four-wheeler, but every time it drove by something, it gave them a mullet. So the four-wheeler drove by like a bald eagle, and then the bald eagle had a mullet, and then it drives by like 3 or 4 people, and then it drives by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And he
And
ends up with a mullet.
right, it's like it shows him, and then the thing drives by, and then he's got a mullet.
Okay, so you got mullets, Stone Cold Steve Austin, four-wheelers,
And bald eagles.
All time.
Well, I guess it was just an eagle because it had a mullet.
So a mullet eagle.
Yeah.
It wasn't bald.
Amazing. That was a good one, and then there was another one for I think like Paramount Plus or something, but it had Peppa the Pig in it, and they were talking about eating pig skin or something, and Peppa the Pig was like, "Oh no." It's funnier than how I just described it, but that was a good one.
I would hope so.
Yeah. It sounded bad.
Jesus.
There were some good ones.
Yeah. And then you got the halftime show. Usher. I had no problem with it.
Was there any prop bets on if Usher takes his shirt off?
I'm sure there was. Hold on. That's
The streaker?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
go
a
ahead.
nice little.
Go ahead.
So when you said proud bet about that, it made me immediately think of the guy. I guess he was a streaker, but he had put in a bet that there would be a streaker for like $50K, and he cashed out at like $370K.
And he bet there would be a streaker.
There would be a streaker,
and he
right.
was, and then he would.
He was the streaker. That's beating the system right there.
I said this to someone today. Is that legal?
It doesn't. You wouldn't think so, but why not?
Okay, I have one more
In
question.
the bylaws,
If you are a streaker, don't you have to be naked? Like
yeah,
if
they did call him a streak. His shirt was off. Does that count?
he had like a singlet on though.
Now he also probably got a nice hefty fine.
$1,000.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, so at the end of the day,
Now, if he was naked, very different situation.
probably jail time.
But
probably not in jail.
if I'm FanDuel or whoever has to pay that bet out, I'm saying there wasn't a streaker because you had clothes on. Streaker has to be naked.
Or was it streaker or was it will there be a fan rushing on the field?
I think the language was streaker in the bet. But yeah, that's amazing. Dude had $50K lying around. He was like, I'm going to put it on the Super Bowl bet, and then I'm going to run on the field.
Yeah, that's big time. Yeah. So
Mahomes gets another one.
I mean,
So what does he have, 3
you're
now?
watching the game? You're like, I just had no doubt in my back of my head. I was like, Mahomes is going to get a chance at the end of the game to run down the field and score, and that's exactly what they did.
You know, there was 2 moments that did it for me. One very early when my first-round draft pick, Christian McCaffrey, fumbled. Because they were driving.
Yes.
They were unstoppable.
Yeah.
Every play was like 8-9 yard run, and then McCaffrey fumbled. That made me sad. And then when the 49ers dropped that punt,
That's what it was.
not only did it make me upset because I was like, the Chiefs are going to win, but also I had the Super Bowl squares locked in. Because there was like 15 seconds left in the quarter or whatever.
I do remember
I was going to
that,
win
yeah.
like $400. And then he dropped it, and the Chiefs got a field goal, and I lost money because of that guy.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I'm not against Mahomes. I think he can be whiny sometimes, but I would love to have him on the Skins.
Yeah,
So
Who
he's
wouldn't? Is he going to when he's done his career, are we going to say he's better than Tom Brady?
I think realistically, people will say that. I think a lot of that is because the internet is so much more prevalent now. People are not that Tom Brady was not famous, but you're going to get way more exposed to Mahomes and Mahomes highlights and like seeing it on Instagram and Twitter and 24/7 news and all that stuff. People are going to see a lot more of Mahomes, and also he's way more athletic.
Oh my, it's worlds apart. So he has like the Tom Brady like. He's gonna get the ball asked. He's gonna go like he has that grit.
Right.
But he's also 1,000 times more athletic than Tom Brady.
I think the question is going to be not who's a better quarterback, who's a better winner.
So right, I mean,
because if you're just going straight up skill,
it's
Mahomes,
right? But you have to have.
But who's the better winner? It's Brady right now.
I don't think Mahomes has to get 7. I think he's got to get. I mean, so he has 3 and 6 years.
Yeah.
If they keep
he lost to Brady twice.
That kind of hurts, but he's younger. I mean, it was
right. But to say, oh yeah, this guy's better than Brady when Brady beat him the only 2 times they faced each other, that's gonna be tough.
I think he's got to get at least 5.
I think his nuts just need to drop a little bit so he doesn't sound like Kermit the Frog.
So when they have to, Kermit's got a pretty deep voice.
Does he?
Yeah.
So his balls need to drop farther than Kermit's?
Immensely.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see.
What's up?
You want to say goodnight?
Night. Show the baby real quick.
Baby.
Just real quick.
It's time for our first guest on the podcast, the long-awaited...
Youngest guest on the podcast.
Youngest guest we've ever had.
Youngest one. Good night. This is Miss Summer Joe. Smile, you're on the camera.
Summer, what did you think about the Super Bowl? Summer, top 5 sport events.
Yeah.
Whatever you think.
Summer, if you're going to be on this whole...
We need content.
Yeah, you got it. We got to get something out of it.
There's a give and take. Right now it feels like I'll give.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe next. Maybe something like the topic we're talking about. Best Gerber food.
Oh.
Does mommy's milk taste better out of the left one or the right one?
Say goodnight to her and leave her
Good
alone.
night. Night.
You say goodnight to Dad. You say goodnight, Nicholas. Alright, good.
Sound like she said Nicholas.
Nicholas. What's your name? Well, same Nick. All right, well, that was our guest. That was our first guest on the show.
First ever. Look at that.
Wow.
We told you it was coming.
6-month-old.
Yeah, there you go.
Didn't speak a whole lot.
Should come more prepared.
Right.
You know, that was
Didn't have any notes.
That was embarrassing.
Kind of dropped in and then it just left.
Yeah. More of an attention grab for her.
Right.
She's trying to be famous. That's our job.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Well,
Brady and Mahomes.
halftime show.
Halftime. Should we talk? Yeah, Usher.
Rollerblades.
I'm cool though. I like Usher.
You know
Ludacris came out. I don't know what the hell he was wearing.
You know what he was wearing? A 7-foot tall afro. He was 40% afro.
I don't know why. When I was growing up, I thought Ludacris was 7'5".
He's the shortest guy.
But he's not. He's 5'9". He's a little dude.
He's tiny.
Yeah.
I think DMX is tiny also.
He's like 5'8".
No
or
shit.
Was, yeah. 5'8", 5'9".
Probably
but you would think
Is he dead?
He passed away like a couple years ago.
DMX did?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Pour one out. What does that stand for? Whatever. Irrelevant.
DMX.
Yeah. Luda's afro, Lil Jon.
Yeah, Lil Jon, I mean.
Good halftime show.
Halftime show.
Again, I say I don't have a problem with it. NFL's core demographic, which is middle-aged white dudes, probably all hated it. But whatever. Let's get back to some rock. I don't have a problem with it. Like we talked about before, the one in LA. Don't have a problem with it. I like them. Great shows. Let's get back. Let's get the Foo Fighters on.
I think that would be because they're clean.
I honestly don't think they would do it because that guy died. Taylor?
Oh yeah, they can't do it without him. Oh, what if they did it with his kid?
That'd be sweet.
Because remember, do you see that thing when his kid comes
Yeah.
on and he's nailing the shit out of this? Dude, Foo Fighters are awesome.
It should be the Foo Fighters.
I think that'd be a safe choice.
Do you know, and I had this conversation with another friend of ours, who I won't name. You know who has the catalog, the career, the notoriety, like the fame that should be the halftime show, undoubtedly,
John Stamos.
but you cannot give him a mic in front of that many people? Kanye. Kanye halftime show would be incredible, but you cannot trust that dude
No.
with a mic in front of 400 million people.
I can think of some other people that I would probably rather have on there.
Kid Rock
Yes.
would be sweet.
I mean,
Kid Rock plays like 4 different genres. He could do rap, country, rock.
I think Rolling Stones did
Didn't
a halftime show.
they did or they need to?
No, I think they did.
Yeah, Stones I think did one.
The last-
Aerosmith.
The last rock band to do one was Bruce Springsteen, and that was the Steelers Cardinals halftime show.
He was after Tom Petty.
Yeah, it had.
They had like a 10-year run where it was like all classics,
Yeah.
classic people, and then I guess they were like, we're
It
done.
got into pop.
Yeah.
I mean, which is fine, but I mean, get a classic rock band out there.
So Super Bowl ends not the way I wanted it to be. I was hoping 49ers. And then 1 week later,
Well, hold on. Rate the Super Bowl. Let's put the game together.
well,
Halftime
over
show, commercials,
the whole thing.
and also hold on before we do that. Did you know that those overtime rules were what they were?
So the overtime rule is if you don't score a touchdown on the first drive, the other team gets a chance.
Yes.
If they score a touchdown, it's over.
But that's not what they were.
So if
So
the
they could've-
49ers had
they
scored a
could've-
touchdown,
Chiefs could have got a chance to score.
I thought a touchdown ends it.
That's what I thought. And apparently they had changed that because of that Chiefs and Bills game a couple years ago.
No, so that change was it used to be a field goal, any score ends it.
Right. And then they changed it to if you score a field goal, the other team can still has
Right.
a chance. But
They
apparently
changed it again?
They
I didn't know
apparently
that.
did it like for this year.
Well, that doesn't matter because they didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah, but
But I
that
didn't
was
know
why
that.
people were freaking out about them taking the ball first. Because it's like, so whatever they score, right? You're giving Pat Mahomes 4 downs every play to score.
Yeah, right.
Like he walked
So no
down-
matter what, both offenses get a try. No matter what.
Yes. And I don't think, and the Niners players are saying they didn't know that. I didn't know that. And then at the end of the quarter, they said, the clock's winding down at the end of overtime, and Rome was like, they don't need to rush. This is just like the end of the first quarter. So apparently they get to play out that drive.
What?
Yeah, that's why Romo kept saying, the clock's winding down. I'm like, why are they calling timeout? And he goes, remember, folks, this is just like, the end of the first quarter. They don't have to burn a timeout.
So I remember when the clock was winding down, they weren't calling a timeout. The
Yeah,
Chiefs were, and I
that's
was
why.
like, "What are they doing?"
Right. But I remember Romo saying that. I'm like,
Well, then why is there even a clock?
That doesn't make sense either. Why is there
Just
even,
make it like soccer.
Why is there even a clock? Because you can't end the game in a tie. So it honestly, it really doesn't matter.
Right. At that point, double overtime would be like college, where
Yeah,
now you have
it was weird.
another round of possessions.
It was definitely interesting.
Well,
But,
they ruined college football overtime. Now they're just going to ruin.
Yeah, I hate.
You still have $50 million tied up in a starting defense. Why don't those guys just make a stop?
Mhm.
Like,
But it does make sense. Like when you listen to these rules, like
I like the field goal rule. A field goal, I don't think should end it.
I like the original was if you score a field goal, it doesn't end it. The other team gets to try.
Touchdown ends it.
Touchdown ends it. I thought that
I
was
like
fine.
that. Yeah.
Well, there was nothing wrong with that. But everybody complained after that Bills Chiefs game
Yeah.
a couple years ago. So I don't know. But so rate it. Out of letters, do letters. Don't do number.
Ooh, letters. I'll say B plus.
That's what I'll maybe.
I like the halftime show. The game was good. I would say my biggest problem with it, not that it was not the Chiefs winning, it was that there was sloppiness on the 49ers side that resulted in it being a good game. It wasn't like a back and forth battle. It was like there were mistakes that made it a good game versus like stops and great plays and stuff. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Okay.
And commercials, good commercials.
Yeah, I'd probably B
Do-
plus. I think B plus is fair. B minus. B. I'll just say B. We'll go B.
Did we see the Clydesdales? The Budweiser Clydesdales? You usually do a commercial every year with those big ass horses. I didn't see them this year.
I don't remember seeing one.
Oh, well. If
So
anyone's
then-
seen them.
Holler.
So then next week,
So then the following weekend, which is this past weekend, we get the Great American Race, which I had. It was funny because we were all at Poor Decisions. You weren't there. Bad friendship. No, you had somewhere important to be. And I had texted 3 weeks ago. I said, "Boys, President's Day is everybody off? Okay,
yeah, you did.
Daytona weekend. We have off the next day. Let's get it going. Let's get, you know what I mean?" And of course, it gets delayed,
Rained out.
postponed, rained out. So didn't have it until Monday. But I literally sat on the couch and watched the whole thing.
I know someone that had tickets to it on Sunday, and
They couldn't make it on Monday.
could not make it on
Oh
Monday.
my gosh, that sucks.
So they went in for the early race, and like brought a bunch of coolers, got hammered, and I think they said because they were like one of the earlier races, like halfway through that, they canceled it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I hung out in the stadium and got hammered as much as possible until they kicked us out, and then they just waited and waited, and then eventually they called it.
Dang, that sucks. Yeah, that is shitty. But yeah, I mean, it was an exciting race.
Who won?
Will Byron,
I don't even know that guy.
I think he's part of Jeff Gordon's team or whatever, or owner.
I am not a NASCAR guy, but I'm not against it. I just don't like watch it. But I asked somebody one time, I was like, what's the big deal? Like, I get they're going really fast, but they just go in circles for hours. Like, how is that fun? And this person said, it is the easiest sport to watch and to follow when you are completely shit-faced drunk.
Right, because you're just watching a car.
And I was like, that
Yeah.
makes so much sense.
I've never heard that, but that's a pretty good answer. I don't know. My uncle's my one uncle's a huge NASCAR guy. All my uncles were NASCAR guys, so growing up. So I could name a bunch. The guys from the 2000s era.
Yeah.
I could probably name a bunch. I can name a bunch of them, but now there's only a few that are from that era that are still racing. Like Jimmy Johnson still racing. Kurt Busch. Kyle Busch has been around for a while, but all the other ones are these younger. Keselowski's been around for a while. Danny Hamlin. But all these other guys are younger dudes I've never even freaking heard of. So it's just, I guess, just like a newer.
Didn't Travis Pastrana try and do that?
Yeah, I think he qualified for it. It was either last year or the year before.
For
The
Daytona?
Yeah, the Daytona 500. It was either I think it was last year or the year before, but he didn't do so well. I mean, when you think about how fast the TV doesn't do it justice.
Yeah, right.
And when you're at the race, it is. I mean, they're going right by you.
Like that lap car is going like 90 before they even get
Right.
started.
I mean, they were going 185 miles an hour,
That's awesome.
and you know, like, so that
Thank you, Bobby.
the track like that, the steep, like it is like the angle.
Is it like really angled like that?
It's literally like this. So trying to walk up, it's actually kind of hard.
Really?
It doesn't, again, you can't tell on TV.
Yeah. Well, I know when
But
they come around the corner, you see them climb up like that.
I mean, it's the angles. It's
That's
pretty
weird.
wicked. Yeah.
How many people are in that stadium?
They said there was 100,000 people there.
That's awesome. Hammered.
And The Rock gave the, I forget what they call it.
What, his drink?
No. He did the, gentlemen.
Oh, start your engines?
He goes, The Rock Has came back.
That's
And,
awesome.
You know, he did his whole thing, and he's of course in a cutoff, and he just looks massive.
Yeah, huge.
And he does, you know, gentlemen start your engine. I forget what they call it. But that's an honor to do that. It's, everything about it is just screams America.
We should definitely go 1 year for sure.
I think that would be awesome. Either like Daytona or I mean, Dover's probably the closest.
Yeah.
A night race would be pretty cool.
There's
But-
one in Virginia too, isn't there?
I feel like it's, yeah. They say that's not a good track, though, to go to.
We'll figure it out. We'll check one out. I'm down.
They say going is, like, watching on TV doesn't do it justice. It's
Yeah,
one
I
those
believe
things
that.
You have to.
Of all the sports to watch,
Yeah.
compared to the live event, NASCAR is probably the worst.
And it is loud. Like, most people wear headphones.
Yeah.
Because it's that fucking
I went to a monster truck rally when I was a kid.
That's pretty cool.
It was in Baltimore.
Gravedigger?
Gravedigger was there. That was my favorite. You know who
Yeah.
drives Gravedigger now?
Isn't it a girl?
It's like the original driver's like granddaughter or whatever. Not bad.
Yeah. I think they're out of
Not bad looking.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I had to leave
Yeah.
because I was like 6 and it was too loud and I cried. But I went.
You're soft.
I went.
You're a softy.
Yeah, and that was before the diabetes. Imagine now.
You'd have no shot.
No.
No shot. Yeah, so that was cool.
The Rock. What a guy.
Yeah, kind of big.
You know, this just made me think of something random that I heard, but
Can you smell?
this is not related to anything. The Rock just made me think of celebrities. I heard a quote today from Matt Damon. And Matt Damon said, if I were on those airplanes, 9/11 never would have happened.
You're thinking Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
yeah,
Wahlberg
yeah,
said
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I'm like, what were you going to do? Marky Mark?
The
And the
arrogance.
Funky Bunch?
Yeah, he said something along the line. That was, where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know.
That was the most random thing. But I do know what you're talking about. Mark Wahlberg said that.
What, are you going to just not shoot him because he's
I don't
Mark
think they didn't
Wahlberg?
have guns.
Wahlburgers?
They didn't have guns.
Yeah, sure.
He's saying,
He's like, I would have whooped all their asses.
he's
I would
saying,
have stopped it.
I mean,
What happened? I have no idea, but in like the year 2000, if you go to the airport, do you just show up with a ticket and get on? It's like the movies.
there was like zero security.
Like you just
You literally just,
get on?
this,
Like I don't know.
like, you talking about pre 9/11?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was because
It's
I
like the
guess
movies.
nobody thought anybody would do something like that. But like people are crazy.
Dude, did you know? We're going off on a rant here. Bags used to be free all the time. And then after 9/11, they were like, all right, we're going to start charging for bags just so the airlines can get back on their feet and make a little money. Like it was like a temporary thing.
Oh, that's why they did that.
And now we still pay for bags, but it was meant to be like temporary.
Anything.
So
for
if you
time-
think it's a conspiracy, that's some good ammo.
yeah, I don't. I hate flying.
It's all about the
anyways.
bags.
I hate flying. So whatever they got to do to keep everybody safe, I'll pay whatever. I don't really care.
Yeah.
I just want to get there in one piece.
All right, what else is going on?
But then
You want to get into some movies?
talking about movies.
I watched a movie today. Have you ever seen the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once?
No.
Dude,
Good.
I've seen it twice now, and I'm not kidding. It's top 10 for me, probably.
No.
I think the movie's amazing. You haven't even seen it.
Yeah, but that's an exaggeration.
You have not seen it, though.
I guarantee you could name 10 movies you like better than that. So it's an exaggeration.
No.
Okay.
How can you say that when you literally know nothing about the movie?
Because I think you're
Like if a movie
you just
I've seen
watched it, so
twice
you're
now.
like
That's the second time I've seen it. I've seen it twice now, so now I'm cemented. Oh, because you're like nothing good has come out since 1972. All other movies aren't funny
no,
and everything's lame.
I'm just telling you that I think you just watched it, so you're like it's fresh in your head. Oh, but if you were to sit down after we do this podcast,
I'm gonna put it in all 10 spots.
guarantee you don't. And I'll
All
fight you,
10.
and I'll kick your ass.
Amazing movie.
And I'll pull your diabetes pump out.
I know if you watch it, now that we've had this conversation, you're gonna be like,
That's
yeah,
not true.
Yeah,
That's not
it was
true.
all right. Yeah, it was okay. Maybe if it came out and
Yeah, I bet it won't be
with
in my,
Aerosmith,
It won't be in my top 10.
I guarantee it won't be in your top 10.
Okay.
It's too good of a movie
Oh, it's too.
for you to comprehend.
Oh, okay. When's the last time you checked your insulin? Because you're sounding a little...
It's getting close.
Yeah.
So we're doing plot
We got
twists.
Plot twist movies?
Top 5 plot twist movies.
Now, definition for plot twist for me, I don't know if it's different for you, but is you watch the whole movie and it's building up, and then at the end it's like, oh shit, I did not see that coming, right?
You're right.
Or is it like there's some movies throughout the movie it kind of happens?
So there was a few. It doesn't really have to be at the end, I guess, but I think a good plot twist movie is at the end. But yeah,
For me, that's how I...
the movie's leading you towards something, and then something else happens.
Right. You're at the end. You're like, holy shit!
Right.
Like that was I was not expecting that.
So there are some movies where weird stuff happens, but I don't really think it's a plot twist. I'm going to use an example. I think we talked about it. I don't remember. Saltburn, to me, which came out recently, is not a plot twist movie. It's a weird movie.
There is a plot twist at the end,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't put it in the category of plot twist.
Right. I didn't really think that was a plot twist movie.
But would you agree at the end you were like, oh shit, like
So
I wasn't expecting that.
There was a point around the movie where I was like, oh, this dude's trying to take over. Like he's going to take the house. Like
You saying you did think that?
I saw that when the whole tone of the movie changed in like one scene. He's like
that was
sitting
towards
there,
the end. That was like
No, way earlier. He's sitting there at lunch with the family. It's either the mom or the sister. I think it's the mom. And he like says something weird to the mom. And like immediately his whole vibe changes like on a dime. And I was like, this is weird. He's gonna
spoiler alert's coming, by the way. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
if you haven't
Don't be lame.
watched these
Yeah.
movies,
So I wasn't sure how to do this. I tried to put them 5-1. This is really hard for me. I put my top 5. I'm not going to say necessarily like the craziest plot twist, although that's in here.
but your favorite.
The ones I enjoyed the most,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. I
But
gotcha.
I'm going to try and give you them in order. This was really, really tough to rank them. But I feel confident these are my top 5.
Okay.
All right.
You want to go or you want me to go?
I'll give you my 5 spot.
Let's hear it.
My number 5 favorite plot twist of all time is at the end of Fight Club when he shoots himself and you find out that they are the same person. That Brad Pitt's character does not exist. All of that was just in the dude's head. That was so nuts. I think the only reason it's not higher is because towards the end of Fight Club, when things start picking up, it starts getting really weird. And at some
It
point,
definitely does.
you're like, something's about to happen. Like it didn't catch me. It obviously caught me off guard because it's my number 5. But compared to the rest of the ones on this list, I felt like I knew something was coming, like something weird, because the last like 30 minutes of that movie are nuts.
Yeah, yeah.
But I actually read they put the movie out, and the studio was like, we are not doing this ending. This is too fucked up. We're not doing it. And Brad Pitt was like, either you stick with this ending or I'm not doing the movie. So they stuck with it, and it's amazing.
Yes.
And then at the end, all the buildings come crashing down, and then they play one of the most underrated old school rock bands, the Pixies, Where Is My Mind, to close it out.
Yeah, it is a cool song.
Which is one of my favorite endings to a movie. It's like all the buildings crashing and you hear that song.
Yeah. And Brad Pitt has a 14-pack in that movie.
Brad,
Which
yeah.
is insane.
I don't smoke cigarettes, but I almost smoke cigarettes when I watch that movie.
Yes.
Brad Pitt smoking.
Yeah,
makes
that's
me
like
cool.
when I see McConaughey, like True Detective.
Yeah.
It just makes one.
Yeah.
Rips and
I
heaters.
actually read something weird. So the guy who wrote the movie, and maybe the book, it might be based off a book, he went camping, and these people at the campsite next to him were playing music really loud, and he went over and asked them to turn their music down, and they beat the shit out of him. So then the next day, the guy goes to work, and he's in the office, and he's got like bruises and cuts and stuff all over his face. And he said everyone in the office was just like, oh, hey, Ted, how was your weekend? Good to see you. Even though they can clearly see he got the shit beat out of him, nobody talks about it. And he was like, this is so weird that people won't talk about all the cuts in my face because that's how it is in the movie. When people are like go back to work in their office or they see each other, you can see they were in the fights and nobody talks about it. That's where it's from, that camping trip. So, Fight Club number 5.
Fight Club number 5. I like that. My 5 spot is going to be, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use Fight Club because you used it. I am going to use a movie called Jacob's Ladder. Remember I told you about that?
I still have not seen it.
So I watched it the other day, and it's got the guy from Shawshank Redemption. The main character.
guy?
Main character.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know you're talking about though.
He's Jacob, and it's a wild movie. Like, it's an older movie, but the ending, you're like, I'm like, well, I did not see that coming. Like, it's pretty dark and twisted. It's like
I've heard that.
It's like PTSD and stuff like that. But like the ending is like, what the hell? Like it's one of the, I had to Google shit right afterwards. I'm like, what? But I was gonna do Fight Club. Like you already nailed Fight Club, so I might as well.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Jacob's Ladder. I want you to go into more detail, but don't do that because I need to watch.
Yeah, I think you would like it because the ending is like, and the whole time you're trying to. I'm always like trying to guess during these movies, like what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then it happened. Like, oh, boy, was
Didn't
I
see
wrong.
that coming.
Yeah, but it's good. It was a good movie. I like that actor. I forget his name.
I don't remember what his name is.
But yeah, it was.
He's good. That guy is in Austin Powers. Also, he's the president. That main guy from Shawshank.
Oh my goodness.
He's the president in Austin Powers.
Wow.
And he's in Anchorman. He's one of the head guys of the other news stations when they go to fight.
I don't think you're right on that one.
Yeah, 100%. He's got like a weird like wig on and stuff, but he's one of the when they meet in the alley for that fight scene,
which is the most absurd. To me, is one of the most absurd comedy scenes of all time.
I might put it number 1. To be
might be
honest.
number 1.
And then I was really worried when they put the second Anchorman out. I was like, I need to see another crazy fight scene, and they did. And that one in Anchorman 2 is also insane.
I won't watch it because of how great the first one is.
It's a classic, yeah.
I feel like it'll ruin. Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Was in
He's
Anchorman.
great.
All right, so my number 2 or 4. Maybe. And again, these are really hard, so whatever. This one honestly could have been my 1 spot, but I'm going to put it at 4. The end of the movie 7.
Oh.
Where there's kind of 2 things here. There's the famous quote when he goes, "What's in the box?" and he says it all weird.
Yeah.
And you find out it's his wife, Gwyneth Paltrow's head. But that's not the plot twist. The plot twist is the realization that he is
Part of the act.
he's the seventh sin.
Yeah.
He's what is it? Anger? Jealousy?
No.
Envy.
Admiration. Envy.
Because he's envy of Brad Pitt's life.
Right.
So he becomes jealous of it, so he kills Kevin Spacey's character.
Which he knew he would do.
And Brad Pitt is wrath.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh, I got chills.
That was insane. And I did not pick, like the first time I watched it, I was like, this movie is insane. And I don't think it was so nuts. I don't even think it fully clicked for me that it was a plot twist. Like, I watched it again in the car ride when those 3 characters are together and you hear Kevin Spacey's character start to talk about it more. Once you know what's happening when you watch it the whole way there, he's like, it's my fault. Like, I love what you have. I love your life. I'm so jealous. And Brad Pitt's character is getting madder and madder
Wrath.
and madder.
Yeah.
And you see that build up on the car ride out to the final body. Oh my God, that scene is amazing.
Yeah.
So, fun fact for you. Brad Pitt was not the original person cast for this character. The original person,
Nicolas Cage.
Denzel. It was supposed to be Denzel and Morgan Freeman.
Whoa.
and Denzel turned it down.
Turned it down.
Yeah.
I thought Brad Pitt did a great job.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Again,
Amazing job.
just looks phenomenal.
Hey, if we're talking about best looking
Denzel could have
actors,
been Morgan Freeman's character, I feel like, but I don't think he could have done Brad Pitt's character.
Denzel is a little too intense to be Morgan Freeman's character. I think.
Yeah.
But I don't think he could.
Oh, maybe.
Like imagine Denzel that in that final scene. What's in the box?
Right.
Denzel can't do that line.
I'm putting cases.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he would just start cussing.
So 7 easily could have been one of my top spots. When people, this is basically my list of movies for when people are like, give me a movie to watch. I'm like, have you seen any of these?
Yeah.
But 7, 4 spot, amazing.
Plot twist movies are definitely my favorite. Like psychological,
Yeah.
the ones that are going to blow your mind. Those are, I'm always looking for a good one. The Prestige.
Oh,
Christian Bale.
that's your 4?
Yeah, was it Human? What's his name?
Hugh Jackman?
Hugh Jackman. End of that one, had no idea it was coming. Kind of drags, but the back and forth, right? Because they're magicians or illusionists. And
Right. They have like a rivalry.
they have a rivalry, and Hugh Jackman's whole thing is he's trying to figure out how Christian Bale is doing this. Plot twist or spoiler alert.
Super spoiler alert.
Don't listen to this part if you haven't seen this movie. And he's like, man, how the hell is he doing this? And then at the end, we find out Christian Bale has like a twin brother, and that's how he's able to appear in one spot.
Right.
And then one of them ends up dying. Right? He gets killed.
One ends up dying, but earlier, remember the one loses his finger?
Chops his finger
So then
off.
the other one has to chop his
Yeah,
finger
so like
off?
you want to talk about ultimate sacrifice to be the best. Like that's one that you're like,
I almost had this in my top 5.
Oh, it's not
this
in
would
your-
have been
it's
my
not in there?
This would have been my number 6.
really?
But I almost had it. I typed out 6 movies. I had to get rid of one. This was the one I got rid of.
That one, that one.
Right. Because at the end, you're like, okay, something's happening. Like they're going to tell us how he's doing it.
But
what's
that is-
going on.
Right, but that is not what I don't think anybody expected.
You even like, once you see how the machine works, you can kind of be like I guess you could have maybe guessed what you're going to see at the end. But when it goes to below stage and you see all of the former versions of him, like in those tanks, like the water tank, I was like,
I forgot about that. Yeah,
oh my God.
that was wicked. I will say that's a little bit of an older movie,
It's probably like 2000.
2000s maybe,
Right around
Yeah.
there. Yeah, Prestige, excellent movie.
The
Big
actors
fan.
were I mean Christian Bale
And Michael
Beast.
Caine.
Michael Caine. Who's the girl in that?
Oh, I don't remember her name.
It's not Scarlett Johansson, is it?
No, I want to say it's the girl from that movie Arrival. I don't remember.
I don't
her
remember
name.
who it was, but I mean Hugh Jackman. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. Just,
Oh yeah, Prestige, amazing.
yeah.
100% need to watch it.
That's my 4 spot.
All right, my 3 spot. Great plot twist. Also, arguably the most unique movie I've ever seen. Memento.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
This is a movie in reverse.
Literally.
So the first scene is the end of the movie. But it's the beginning of the movie, but it's how the whole story ends. Right away.
Yeah.
And then the scene after that is the second to last scene. Second scene in the movie, but it's what happened right before the final scene. And then it works its way back. Mm-hmm. And then there are random clips where it does go like in forward in time, in like black and white, it'll jump back. But the whole movie is in reverse. So you're learning more about the first, every scene you saw, you learn more about everything else you've just seen.
Right.
And then what you find out at the end is that this dude is basically just killing random people. He was the guy
Yes.
who was injecting his wife with insulin, shout out diabetes. And then he made up this story to convince himself that he hadn't found the guy. So he just keeps finding new people to kill.
Right. Yeah, I remember we watched that in, down at Salisbury, right? Did
Yeah.
we watch that in college?
Oh my god, that movie's nuts.
We were like, what is going on?
The whole time, like you're expecting that one character to like do something or take advantage of him or whatever. Then you find out the girl who's been helping him, like,
Was in on it or something?
and like she used him to get a bunch of money, and
Yeah.
like I think she used him to
Because he
try
had
and go.
memory loss or something, right? Wasn't it?
He couldn't form new memories.
Right. Okay, and that's why she.
So he could remember everything up to a certain point, but he couldn't form new memories. So he had to write everything down and tattoo everything.
Yeah, he would tattoo.
And then
himself.
she uses him to try and go like kill her ex-boyfriend for no reason. And like
Yeah.
the guy who he's trying to kill was actually the cop on the original case. Like there's so many different things that
It's
come
hard
out
to
that
follow.
you're like, holy shit.
It's kind of hard to follow.
I would say Memento is best the third time you watch it.
Oh, I only watched that one time.
Because the first time you're like,
What's happening?
oh my God.
But you described it well, though. I think unique is a great way
Excellent
to describe
movie.
that movie. Yeah. And that's an older movie. That's got to be.
That's like 96.
Yeah, that's definitely an older movie.
I think actually, other than one, almost all of mine are.
Definitely a interesting, unique. I would agree.
There's not another movie. There's
Like
other
that.
movies that do like Pulp Fiction doesn't really follow chronological order, but there's not another movie that shoots it the way Memento does.
I had to turn that movie off.
But yeah, all of my movies except for one are like within 6 or 7 years of each other, like late 90s, early 2000s actually. But Memento's my 3 spot.
Okay. Yeah, I remember it being like, "What the hell's happening?"
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that's a good. Number 3 for me. Oh, I'm going Shutter Island with Leo DiCaprio. Into that movie was a mind.
Love me some Leo.
Yeah, that movie's awesome. Again, you're watching this movie and he's a detective and he's trying to figure out this case, and the whole time through you're like, okay, is he gonna blow the lid off of this? Like he's gonna expose them for being, doing.
And
these-
it's what, like an insane asylum or something?
It's an insane asylum, psychiatric hospital or something like on an island, and it takes place back in like older. And then at the end, you find out that he is the patient that they're talking about and searching for the whole movie, and I was like,
Right.
wow.
Not only is he the patient, but everybody knows.
Everybody on the island knows
And like
they're doing this for him. Like this is all about
they want him to discover that he is the patient.
right. And apparently, I guess you wonder if they've done this before, and this is like, hey, this is your last time. Like,
Yeah, I think they do say something like that. Like, hey, if you can't figure this out, it's like lobotomy,
right, you're getting your
ice pick to the face.
to the head.
So I do not have Shutter Island in my top 5. I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about this.
The twist of Shutter Island got ruined for me before I ever saw the movie. And I don't really remember the context, but somebody, I remember now. It was my friend's dad, who's a smart guy, and he had watched the movie and he had guessed, which actually, by the way, my fiance, Abby, did the same thing.
I thought it was your older brother that ruined it for you.
No, I'll tell you later, but it was my buddy's dad.
Okay.
He had watched it, and the movie had come out, and we were hanging out, and I think I just said something like, "Oh, is that a good movie?" And he was like, "Yeah, it was okay, but like I was able to guess that he was the patient right away, and I hadn't seen it." I'm like, "You don't do that. That's not okay."
What a jerk.
Yeah,
What a bully.
that should be Kevin Spacey's 8th sin in 7.
Spoiling movie.
Yeah,
Like we're doing.
like he just said it and was like, "Oh yeah, don't watch it. Here's what happens."
Yeah, no
So
big
like,
deal.
I have seen it, and I do think it's great, but it got ruined for me. So
Yeah, it's a good movie.
love me some Leo though.
Oh, he's smoking cigs in there. He just makes it look so cool.
Maybe we should do best cigarette smoking characters. That's
McConaughey's-
basically what this is.
McConaughey's number 1.
True Detective McConaughey?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
He's got a good stash in that too.
And his partner in the movie is the Hulk, the newest one.
Oh, I don't.
The hell's his
Ruffalo?
name? Ruffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
But Ruffalo's actually one of the doctors.
he's
On the island?
he's his main like therapist or whatever or
Okay.
doctor. Oh yeah, it's a super.
It gets a little spooky too. There's some spooky moments.
It's creepy,
Yeah.
but the whole time the plot is great, and the whole time you're following along. You're like, what's gonna happen? And it's like, oh wow, wasn't expecting that. So that's my 3 spot.
All right. My 2 spot, again another 90s movie, and again a Kevin Spacey movie.
I already know what you're gonna say.
2 spot is The Usual Suspects. And I'm going to say this. I feel stronger about the other 3 plot twists on my thing as far as like the craziness of them. But The Usual Suspects is just such a good movie.
It's brilliant.
And it's like just like a crime movie. Like in Memento, in Seven, in Fight Club. Those are crazy movies. You're like, you know something's going to happen. Maybe not a plot twist specifically, but you're like, this stuff's crazy. The Usual Suspects is just such a well-written crime movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, when you find out he's Kaiser Sose, I think this was probably one of the first true like plot twist movies. Like when I really started getting my movie phase, I watched this movie.
Yeah.
And I think this is the movie that really, really like made me become a movie guy. Because when you watch him walk out of that police station limping and then he just walks, gets in the car and drives away, I was like, oh my God, that is so cool.
Brilliant.
Amazing. Like everyone's thinking it's going to be that one other guy that put the crime together.
Michael Keaton.
And then
Yeah.
and then it's Kevin Spacey who's in the police department the entire time. Like they had him.
Right.
I feel like you just say Kaiser Sose to people like that's such an even like the look of the movie with the 5 guys in the lineup and it says the usual like that's just such an iconic movie poster.
It is. Yeah.
I think this is like 95 maybe.
Definitely 90s. Yeah.
But that is like the epitome of a plot twist to me because it doesn't have to be anything like insane or dramatic. It's just set up well. And, shout out Kevin Spacey, Kaiser Sose.
Kaiser Soze.
Because the way they describe that character in the movie, they're like, oh, Kaiser Sose's the devil himself. He's going to kill everybody, all this stuff.
Well, and then they show a scene where it's like this tall, tan dude with long hair. And
Right.
And you're just like the last person you're thinking of is.
Right. This like soft-spoken,
Right.
little nerdy-looking white dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Gimp.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's just set up well. Like,
Yeah.
they do little things throughout the movie to throw you off, and then at the end, when you realize it, there's no plot hole. Like it all matches up.
Right.
He put all that together.
Yep. Yep.
Crazy. Usual Suspects.
Yeah, I won't argue with that. I may have it on my list, possibly. Yeah, that's an all-time one. I actually, first time I saw that was in a movie class at FCC.
Really? That's awesome.
Yep. And I was like, this is awesome.
This is a sweet class.
Unbelievable. We used to do things on the car ride there and then just show up and watch movies.
That's awesome.
It's like, this is great. Okay, so we're 2. That was your 2?
That was my 2 spot. Yeah.
My 2 is 7. That movie is like the whole build up. Like you're just in your seat. Like what's happening? Like what's gonna happen? That when you explain the car ride at the end, you're like, dude, something's coming.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? You're just like in your seat, like your anxiety is just like through the roof.
Tense.
Yeah. And you're like, what is, and then again, I know that was not what I was thinking was going to happen. That's an iconic line, what's in the fucking box? And obviously he's got to shoot him in the head. Like you don't just cut somebody's head off and but that's what he wanted. And Morgan Freeman's like, make sure you take care of him. Like,
right.
Do you get in trouble for that?
Oh yeah, he gets. I think they show him in jail at the end.
Well, no, they arrest him. They put him in a cop car.
But even like after the plot twist, Brad Pitt's character, which again I don't think Denzel could have done this as well. Brad Pitt's character is battling with the idea to shoot him because
Right.
Morgan Freeman's like, this is what he wants.
He'll win.
You are Wrath.
Right.
And Kevin Spacey the
Chills.
whole time is just egging him on.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could have what
Oh
you
my
have, all
God.
this stuff. And you can see Brad Pitt like trying to do it, looking away, and then he does it.
That's one of the craziest movies. I mean, I would shoot that guy in the head.
Dude,
You kidding me?
so I totally forgot about this. The car ride down there's crazy. They get out, and then you see a van coming down the dirt road,
And you're like, what's going on?
and then that guy walks out with a box, and he's like, "I got a delivery for whatever," and you're like, "What is happening?"
Yeah.
In the middle of this random like farm.
Oh my gosh. I got chills. Dude, the scene where they find that dude
Oh, and he's actually alive.
and he was alive and he's just like,
That freaked me out.
oh my god. And he's got all the
The air fresheners.
air fresheners and
You know which one was the worst for me?
Oh.
The scene that was worst for me was the guy who had to like
have sex with a
with the knife thing,
and kill her.
and he's like so like shaken up.
Yeah, that guy did a good job, but
Yeah, you know that guy, that actor who played the dude who killed that girl, didn't sleep for 3 days so he could look
oh really?
like that in the scene.
Ooh.
He wanted his character to look like out of it, so he didn't sleep for 3 days.
Is that a 90s movie?
Seven, I want to say, came out in like 97, 98.
Okay.
It is
'Cause
90s
It just
for
feel,
sure.
you can tell, like you can feel that.
Yeah.
And
And it's like rainy the whole time.
it's just like, dude, the whole movie is just like dark and ominous, and it's going through, and you're like, how does this end? How, like, what is going? And then you're just like, oh my, his wife's pregnant, and he doesn't know about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh my, whew, I got chills.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, that's and that director, I think is it
Fincher.
David Fincher?
Yeah,
His catalog is unbelievable.
I have 2 David Fincher movies on mine.
What's the other David Fincher one? Oh, is it your number one?
No, Memento.
Memento.
Memento's David
Okay,
Fincher too.
Like, hold on, we gotta pull up.
Yeah, David Fincher. I actually have two directors in mine are doubled up. Actually, Memento may have been Christopher Nolan, but David Fincher did.
Yeah, I think that was.
Maybe Christopher Nolan did, or David Fincher did Fight Club.
Yes, he did. So he did Fight Club 7, Zodiac. He did The
Right,
Girl with the
Zodiac's
Dragon Tattoo. I've never seen, but I heard
That's
his.
a good movie.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl almost made it on my list for
Dude,
plot twist.
Can I tell you, I watched that movie, and at the end I was like, what? I have no idea what happened. I didn't like it because I was like, this is stupid. I don't know, like, what.
Were you watching the movie?
I don't know what I was doing, but apparently.
I was very close to putting Gone Girl on my list.
Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
I haven't seen that.
I haven't either. Social Network.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah, he's
Alien.
got some good movies. Oh, he did Alien?
He did
like
Alien.
the OG Alien?
The Game. Have you seen The Game with Michael Douglas?
No, that
Plot twist movie.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I mean, this like
You need to watch Gone Girl again.
maybe I should because I remember watching. I'm like, what is?
Gone Girl,
I didn't like it.
I would have put Prestige ahead of Gone Girl, but I thought about Gone Girl making this list. I'd probably put it in my 7th spot, right behind Prestige. But yeah, great plot twist.
Okay. Yeah. Dave. Yeah, that dude. I mean, what kind of mind do you have to think of?
Dude's awesome.
Yeah.
I love David Fincher.
You have to be like a genius. I feel
Yeah.
like to be a director, you're a genius.
Yeah, smart guys.
Yeah.
Of my top 5, I have 2 directors that are doubled up.
Nolan's got to be in there, right?
David Fincher did Fight Club in 7. Christopher Nolan did Memento.
And your number one spot.
my number one
Don't
spot.
tell me. All right, tell me. Don't tell me.
I will say this. When I watched this movie for the first time, I was
Batman.
No, but great movies. I was in my old college apartment. I was watching it on my laptop by myself.
Oh.
And when this moment happened in the movie, out loud, by myself, out loud, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like it's The Usual Suspects hits home because it was like the first movie that got me into all this, but this is the strongest I have felt towards a plot twist.
I have no idea where you're going. Please don't tell me. I've seen it, right?
I hope
Is it
you've seen
Inception?
it. No.
I have not seen that, by the way, because I'm too worried that I
And
will
it's
be too
another
confused.
another movie you need to watch like 4 times.
Okay. I just don't have time for that.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
You've seen it. It's got your guy McConaughey.
Why am I blanking?
Because you're a nerd. I'm going to tell you.
It's got my guy McConaughey, and I don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
got McConaughey. It's got Christopher Nolan, director.
Oh, Interstellar.
Interstellar, when you find out that he is the one messing with the books through some crazy time warp in the black hole, and then it all reconnects, I was like, oh my God.
I
Could not believe it. That was
will say,
that was nuts
as
for me.
awesome as that movie is, I guess that's a plot twist, but I would not, again, we talked about, I would not put that in a plot twist category.
That is 100% a plot twist. The whole movie is set up by books falling off a shelf randomly in the beginning of the movie.
And you're wondering who it is. I only watched it.
She's like, hey, all these books are falling off. And then she starts to study how the books are falling off, and she thinks it's something weird.
And it's him.
And it's
Okay.
actually McConaughey in the future.
We should watch that when we go.
Through a black hole going back in time, knocking the books off the shelf to communicate to her.
But
Through a black hole.
okay, so
Because he's going to die. And he's like, all right, we don't have anything else to do. Let's go through the black hole. And then it goes through that crazy like space warp, and then he sees all this stuff. And
do
then,
that again. Do that again. Do you guys see that?
That's 100% a plot twist.
I'm saying that's a plot twist, but I'm not calling that a plot twist movie.
It is a plot twist movie
No,
because it has that plot twist.
it's a sci-fi like thriller movie.
The genre.
I'm fine with it being. I'm fine with it.
Okay, but those are separate things.
If you
Like the genre of a movie doesn't negate it from being also a plot. Like a plot twist movie is like an additional thing. Like you could be a comedy and be a plot twist movie. I don't think there are any, but you could be
So
those
it's not.
things.
I'm just saying I'm not calling. Love that movie. Unbelievable. Everything you said true.
Including it being a plot twist movie.
I would not call it a plot twist movie. That is a plot twist, I would say.
So the defining moment in the movie
Is a plot twist.
is a plot twist. But it's not
Okay.
a plot twist movie.
Okay, because there's so much other shit going on, like with the science fiction and not even fiction, right? This is
Well,
technically all based off real shit.
But say the same thing about Seven with it all being based off religious themes. How is that different?
I don't hate your answer though.
I hate your response though.
I just hate you
All right.
at this point.
Episode 13, it was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed
Throw it
it.
in the trash.
We're done.
Bull crap.
Please text Tony and tell him he's wrong.
All right, so I'm not like hating on your answer. I'm just saying
I'm
just
upset about your...
that I don't think it's a plot. I wouldn't put it in a category of plot twist movies.
Correct, yeah. Because it's sci-fi, it doesn't count as plot twist movie? Is that what you're saying?
Now, I mean, let me think. Okay, I'm thinking about it.
They
I'm just
did hire like a real like physicist to write the movie.
So to me, it's like not sci-fi because that means science fiction. but-
Yeah. It's like legit stuff. I think the dude's name was like Kip Thorne or something, and he
And
was
that's
like
Christopher Nolan.
that's Christopher Nolan who wrote it, produced it, and directed it.
That guy is a
He has a brother that helps him too, but he was like the guy, Kip Thorne or whatever his name is. He's like, yeah, I'll help you with this movie, but we're doing everything based off what science says. Like,
movie's unbelievable.
yeah. They actually did so much research on it that the shots that they did to like show the black hole took them like thousands of hours to make the shots, and I guess because they wanted it to be so accurate, they actually learned more about like the waves around black holes or something while they were doing it. And one of the guys wrote 2 books based off the stuff that they learned trying to make the black holes in the movie because it was that like accurate.
Wow. Okay.
Number 1 for sure, 100% plot twist movie, Interstellar.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Fine. My number 1 is Usual Suspects.
Not a plot twist movie.
Yeah. Okay, here you go, Mr. Sensitive Sally over there. Oh my God, I wasn't even mad about it. You gotta take it to another level. Usual Suspects, number 1.
Never heard of it.
Oh yeah, the Unusual Suspects. But yeah, all the reasons you said, and then at the end when the chief is like looking at the wall and he's like, when he finally puts it together.
Oh yeah.
He drops the coffee and the bottom of it, a thing that he used. Like, again, Kevin Spacey's a genius in that movie. The fact that he just
barbershop quartet, whatever he's talking about,
Kobayashi or whatever. Just great.
I forgot
crime,
about that.
Again, crime movie. I love that guy. I forget his name. The guy who's grilling him the whole time.
I don't remember what that guy's name is.
He's like a mobster type.
Yeah, he's got big eyebrows.
And like you said, at the end when you realize, oh shit, that's Kevin Spacey was the guy they've been talking about the whole time.
Like the very end, the guy's looking around the room, right, and he's looking at all this stuff.
He's just drinking his coffee. He's like,
He sees it underneath the one guy's mug or something. He sees a word.
No, he realizes it as he's looking at the wall, and then he drops the cup of coffee. It breaks, and then you, as the viewer, get to see the bottom of the cup of coffee, and it says like Kobayashi or whatever,
right,
which is one of the lawyer's name.
And then you start hearing. Then you start hearing the other stuff he was saying, and it all connects.
And it all
I forgot
connects.
about that.
I mean, that to me is just, I think the epitome of plot twist. You're like, oh, did not see that coming. You're wondering, oh, it's Michael Keaton, but he gets shot at the end, and then it's that one has me thinking every time. Even when I watch it, as I'm watching it, I'm like, is it really Kevin Spacey? Even though I've seen it 100 times. Is it really?
Like, it's Keaton.
Yeah,
it's Keaton.
It's definitely not Kevin Spacey.
And then it is.
And then he's walking and he's gimping, and then he just does a normal walk. And then he gets picked up by the lawyer.
Right.
Yeah.
The first time you see him like walk normal, you're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then he takes like another step and you're like, oh my God.
The fact that he orchestrates the entire everything, like the lineup, like that's just like.
I don't even think I could pretend to limp and then walk normally like as smoothly. There's like a good transition.
Well, even when he goes to light a cigarette, he goes to flick the thing and he
can't.
drops it. He like makes it seem like and it's like,
yeah, that's true.
How would you even?
He even tricks the people in the lineup in thinking he's just a gimp. Like nobody knows.
Right.
Except the one lawyer dude.
Verbal.
Yeah.
What kind of name is that?
Nuts.
Yeah, so that's my number 1. Like I said, I watched it in movie class at FCC.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, I have heard that I've never seen any of these movies, but I heard that the Twilight series has an incredible plot twist at the end. The problem is there's 5 movies.
The Twilight.
Like the book series with the vampires and shit.
Oh. The girls were telling us that, but their takes are never.
Yeah.
They're great, actually.
I asked Abby,
they did say
my fiance, and I was like, is it worth watching all 5 movies? Because she was like, just watch the last one. I'm like, no. If it's truly that good of a plot twist, I'm going to watch all of them, and I'm going to like get the feel of the movie.
Can we just watch the one or no?
I'm not. I feel like that's the wrong way to do it. How about I'll watch all 5, and then I'll tell you. So you, I'll take the hit for you.
And I'll watch. What am I supposed to watch? Gone Girl again?
You should watch Gone Girl again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Twilight. If anyone can offer insight without spoiling it, I heard Twilight has an amazing plot twist. You know what is my least favorite plot twist movie?
Uh,
It's from that guy who always does them, M. Night Shyamalan.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Knock at the Cabin.
That was the worst movie of all time.
There's no plot twist.
There's zero plot twist.
The whole movie, you're like, oh, this is this guy's thing. He does plot twists. Where's the
Right.
plot twist? There's just no
Do
plot
you
twist.
remember that? We were like, oh, we have to watch this movie. And I bought it. It's $20.
Yeah.
When it was still in theaters, I'm like, oh, this is going to be. And then just,
Stupid.
there was no twist. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
exactly what they said was going to happen happened.
Yeah. Stupid.
Dumb. He's got a couple weird movies. What was the movie he made where they're on the island and they're dying? They age. Old. It's called Old.
Old, yeah,
You
yeah,
told me
I
to watch
saw
it.
that.
I didn't like that one either.
That one
The
was
premise
weird,
was
but-
cool, but the acting was so bad.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
I
like,
agree.
This sucks.
Good idea, done horribly. But he did Sixth Sense.
That's a plot twist
Do
movie.
you remember that plot twist?
I never watched it, but because it got spoiled. Found out that-
Okay. He's dead.
right, he's the ghost or whatever.
Is that Russell Crowe?
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis? Yeah, he's dead.
And I only know, you know how I know that spoiled? It got spoiled. 51st Date spoiled that for me. Because
Oh, what does he say?
remember Drew Barrymore's like, I had no idea Bruce Willis was the ghost.
Oh, no way.
So another movie spoils the ending to that movie.
Wow.
That's got to be a conflict of interest.
We should email Adam Sandler for that. That's fucked up.
Edom and Eve.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, that's what ruined it for me.
Wow. Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah.
He did some other ones. He did The Village or whatever. But yeah, that movie was,
I didn't like that one. The Village was weird.
was terrible.
What were we talking about before that?
Movies?
No, before.
Knock at the
Oh,
Cabin.
I was thinking, is The Grinch a plot twist movie?
Why?
Hold on, let's. You know how
We're
the
talking Jim Carrey Grinch?
yeah. So the beginning of the movie, right? It happens on a snowflake, a singular snowflake. If they show that scene at the end of the movie, is it a plot twist?
I don't think that's a plot twist because that doesn't change the plot of the movie.
It doesn't affect the movie,
The fact that it is on a snowflake does not impact the movie. at
but
all.
it's insane.
It's like a, whoa, that's nuts.
That's one of the craziest things of all time.
That Mount Crumpet is actually on a snowflake.
No, the entire movie, the Whoville takes place in a
Right.
singular snowflake.
But that actual fact does not impact
It's
the
not a
plot
plot
at all.
twist.
Not a plot twist movie.
Okay, fair enough.
But I like where your head's at.
Okay, you saw
I
it.
see where you're coming from.
You saw it. You were picking up when I was laying down.
Yeah, I'm rolling. I'm smoking what you're.
Do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Well, that's
Plot twist
Oh, yeah,
movies.
plot
We've got
twist
some catching
movies.
up to do.
Super Bowl, Daytona.
We're getting close to the worst time of the year for sports.
Well, we have
NHL playoffs coming up, but the Caps suck.
the Masters coming up.
Yeah.
That
I'm not a
is
golf
an
guy.
exciting thing to look forward to. If you're a man and don't have diabetes.
We'll have our second guest coming on soon.
Yeah, Summer made it.
That was okay. Underwhelming.
She had no prep.
Yeah, we got to talk to her.
I mean, it's like in Long and Short. Remember he's talking to the inmate. He's like, Bob, if you're gonna come on, you got to talk, unless you don't want to.
No, I forgot
That
about
was
that.
her. So,
All right. If you guys got any top 5 suggestions, send them our way, and we won't listen to them because we have a big list of stuff we're going to get through, and we don't care.
Yeah, we don't care about anything ever.
So,
So, all right.
13. Peace out.